FPL Game Week 5 team selection. I told you guys. You want tips? You want hints? You want to get yourself a green arrow every single week? Copy my team. Trust me, I ain't got a problem with that. Make sure to like. Make sure to subscribe. Let's get straight into it. My back five, I've gone with the traditional 4-4-2. Yes, 4-4-2. In goal, I've got Alisson. I just look at it and say, one, Merseyside derby, but two, at Anfield, a derby. Liverpool's backline in comparison to Everton's attack. As much as Everton's attack is good, I feel like it's good against bottom half teams. Against the big boys, the Van Dijks, the Konates, I don't really see Everton troubling Liverpool. And because of that, I predict Alisson to get himself a clean sheet. Outside of that, I've got Munoz at right back. Clean sheet last week, coming up against arguably the worst team in the Premier League in West Ham. I feel like he will trouble them offensively, but I feel like defensively, he won't really be troubled. So I'm looking at him and thinking, at the minimum, a clean sheet for Munoz. Then I've got Milinkovic and Senesi. Senesi is pretty self-explanatory. He generates the most defensive contributions. He also plays for a team that is relatively defensively resolute. Like, Bournemouth are good defensively, so don't be surprised if Senesi this season is a person that gets clean sheets on a regular basis and gets defensive contributions on a regular basis. And also, first season in the Premier League, he scored himself about 4 league goals. So let's see, for me, for 4.5 million, is the bargain at the moment in FPL, and he has to be in your team. Then I've got Milinkovic. They still haven't gotten their first clean sheet. They lost in the Carabao Cup midweek, but I'm looking at it and thinking, come on, guys, at Burnley, like, one, you shouldn't be troubled, and two, you need to start getting the ball rolling under Ange Ball. Maybe, just maybe, the game against Burnley, that kickstarts everything. Then I've got Calafiori. A bit of a gamble, but I'll be honest with you guys, you truly never know what you're getting from Arsenal and Manchester City these days. Sometimes it's a dynamic game, end to end, full of teams going at it, and then sometimes it's just a cagey affair where it just ends 0-0. Calafiori, the only reason why I include him is because, similar to last season where he scored his first Arsenal goal against Manchester City, Calafiori, for me, he offers a lot to this team, even offensively. Like, you look at the ball over the top last week against Nottingham Forest and to Eze, who passes to Gyökeres. Calafiori just has to start regardless of the opposition. We go into midfield. I've got Gakpo. Maybe, just maybe, my final week with Gakpo before I let him go. He got taken off before the hour mark against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. But I'm just looking at it and thinking, I don't know what the future holds. Somebody has to make way for Alexander Isak to walk into this team. And I think it's either Gakpo or Ekitike. At the moment, I'm looking at Gakpo and saying, this is your game against Everton. The fact that you came off early does mean that you are most likely to start in the Merseyside derby. Gakpo, he's had an amazing start to the season, but I don't know what the future holds. But I've got him in my midfield. Kudus, he's been quiet as of late, but the performances haven't. He's been lively, he's been dynamic, he's been beating his man, he's been creating opportunities. He's just been missing that final ball, that final contribution in the final third. Kudus, for me, is a player long-term. Against Brighton, bearing in mind how open they are, I think Kudus might eat, and he might eat well. Then I've got Semenyo. Pretty self-explanatory. Semenyo is the best midfielder in the game so far. He's the one guy that's in everybody's team, and I genuinely feel like if you had gotten him for a bargain price at the start of the season, you wouldn't be scratching your head now looking at his price just go up game after game after game. But Semenyo, he's a staple in this team. And then Cole Palmer. I had Florian Wirtz last week, but let's call a spade a spade. I've lost faith in that dude. Outside of FPL, haven't been impressed in his performances. Very passive. Final ball isn't there. Final strike isn't there. I'm looking at somebody like Cole Palmer and thinking, you came off the bench against Brentford, you done well. Away at the Champions League in the Allianz Arena at Bayern Munich, you done well. Cole Palmer is one of those players that you just have to have in your FPL team, and I would very much rather put 10 million in him than 8.5 million in somebody like Florian Wirtz that can't even make a successful progressive pass at the moment. In attack, I was going to say Alexander Haaland. In attack, Erling Haaland. Once again, pretty self-explanatory. He's on a goal-scoring form at the moment. But for me, it's Haaland or Mo Salah, and I edge more towards Haaland. Haaland is guaranteed a level of productivity that he will convert. Mo Salah, I haven't really been too impressed with him. And Haaland at the moment, he's scoring goals for fun. He scored against Napoli, he scored against Manchester United. He's in a rich vein of form. Then the big talking point, Ollie Watkins. Hey, let's call a spade a spade. They are the only team in the Premier League that are still to score a goal. He hasn't looked impressive. Morgan Rogers hasn't looked impressive. But for some reason, I'm just a sucker when it comes to Ollie Watkins. I keep looking at his fixtures and I tell myself, come on, surely this week. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this week, the week after, the week after. Like, Ollie Watkins has had himself such an amazing start to the season in terms of fixtures, and he really hasn't capitalized on them. But when I look at all of the other striker markets, when I look at all the other striker options, there's no other striker on the market that's got as good of a fixture as somebody like Ollie Watkins at the moment, and probably for the next 2 weeks. I'm just rolling the dice on him. I'm just hoping and praying that finally game week 5 is where he gets me some offensive contributions, because I promise you guys, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, Ollie Watkins is out of my team for good. And it's a shame that his price has gone down. So let's hope and pray that he starts bagging so his price can go back up. Now, like I told you guys at the beginning, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. But if you want FPL hints and tips, make sure to join the community. And I will catch you guys on another one.